Okay, so this is just going to be a progress report on my audiobook, the Japanese audiobook that I'm working on. That's basically just like travel essentials, the Japanese you'll actually need to use when you're in Japan. So that is, yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's talk about it. I also need to make sure that the camera is still recording because I can't see it. But, anyways, we're getting into it a lot these days. It's kind of like been the main focus, honestly, of what we've been doing. It's just spending, I guess, at least 3 hours, sometimes more. Honestly, I feel like I should work on it more, but this is like focused hours, so I get pretty tired afterwards. So that's what I've been doing for the past month. And the first step was just to write it all. So I wrote it all. And then the second step was second draft. So I went through all of it again and made it more concise, made it as best as I think it can be. And then the third pass, I kind of stopped halfway and then was like, okay, I'm just gonna like revise it once I do the voiceover if it sounds weird because it felt kind of redundant just to do it that many times. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm actually doing the voiceover. So I started the voiceover this week and it's been kind of tough to be honest. I actually do voiceover stuff for my freelance and I've done it for plenty of clients now, but usually it's like 1 to 2 minutes or shorter than that. There have been a couple that's a bit longer, maybe like 3, 4, 5 minutes, but usually never longer than that. So now that I'm recording something that's like hours long, it's really hard to maintain consistency with like my tone, my delivery, and also I'm noticing so much more with because I guess this is my own product, which I hate to admit because like usually when I make a voiceover for a client, I also apply the voice effects and everything because that's gonna be the final product. I'm gonna deliver them the product with the enhancements with the voice being edited and everything like that. So that's what I usually do. I don't listen to my natural voice. Like I basically record it and then right after that I apply the effects and then I listen to the final version and be like, is this good enough for the client? So this time around, when I'm doing this for the audiobook, because I will eventually have to like stitch Japanese lines with like that my native friends recorded with my English, I'm like, okay, so if I want to keep levels consistent and all that stuff, I'm gonna have to do this in the multi-track, or not multi-track, but the why am I forgetting the name of it right now? But basically, the main editor, I guess, where it's multiple audio files and I can just like stitch it together and just basic editing for cutting the audio together. But because that's going to happen, I want to apply the effects at the very end after everything's been cut together. And but at the same time, I want to like make sure my delivery was right, so I'm listening to my natural voice a lot with no enhancements or effects and I'm like, dang, I could do way better. I can be way more consistent with my breath control, with like where I'm doing my pauses, my phrases for like how I'm saying things. And I'm being very critical of myself basically. And I'm like, I could definitely do better. And I've already recorded up to chapter three. Chapter three is very long also. So like that recording was almost 30 minutes, like right about 30 minutes for chapter three. Of course, I need to edit it, so it's going to be shorter once it's the final version. But yeah, and I'm re-listening and I'm like, oh gosh. Like while I was recording and I re-listened, I was like, it sounds fine. But like after a day and re-listening, I'm like, I feel like I sound kind of like not as optimal, not as good as I want to be. So I'm like, I gotta re-record some of that, or perhaps even all of it. So I'm like, dang, that's I mean that's part of the process, right? You got to make the product as good as possible, and that's gonna require revisions and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely been tough to I guess fully complete this project. I'm very surprised that I thought I could somehow do it within by the end of May. I mean, I've been working on this like gathering intel and notes and stuff like that, and being in Japan and making sure all of this dialogue is from my real experience. So that's I've been taking notes of it for a while now, like over like about a year, I'd say. And then for actually starting the work of it was probably the beginning of this year. And that was mostly just like trying to write the dialogue and make sure it's like good and consistent and checking with native friends. And then finally actually writing the full audiobook was the beginning of when I got back to California. So basically like a month, 5 weeks ago, right about 5 weeks ago at this point. So that's it's been a journey basically. And I guess I always set deadlines for myself that are like kind of unrealistic because it pushes me to try to be a little bit faster. But then, I realize that the project requires a lot more work to be good, and I want it to be good. So it's like I just got to put in the work, and it's gonna take longer. That's it. I think for the voiceover stuff, if we keep up this pace, we'll be able to finish like all of it within 2 weeks probably, and so that would be mid June, right about. And then we still need the cover art and to submit it and organize it. So probably another extra week or two. And it should be out by the time it hits July, I'd say. So maybe 1 month from now, we should have our first product out there on Audible, hopefully. And I looked into that a little bit as well. There's like, they have exclusivity deals and stuff, and I think I might just leave it on Audible as exclusive because it gives you a bit of a higher rate, as well as I think they promote it a bit more. So like on their own platform. So that seems to be like what I think I should do. Just because I feel like this is more of a project I want to do because I want to do it. Like it's not meant for like it would be nice to get income from it for sure, right? That's one of the reasons I'm doing it. But like I think I think for me it's more important that I just have something out there that I created that I did my best on and can point at and be like, yeah, it's my product, my first product, and I did it because I really wanted to. Honestly, it's just like I really hate not knowing what to say to service workers in Japan. Like that's the whole reason why I created that audiobook was because I was like, I need to know like the basic dialogues because I always just kept messing up. So that's the whole story behind the audiobook really is just because I hated that so much and it felt so painful and annoying even after I spent a lot of time in Japan, or arguably not that much time, just like 9 months to a year. So yeah, that's about a year basically. So yeah. Okay, that's pretty much the update. I don't want to keep dragging on this talk. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it arrives on time because I've been talking about this for a while since I was in Japan as well. And yeah, it's taking a lot of work, and I think a lot of things will start moving after I finish it. Because right now I've paused everything else. I haven't been making YouTube videos for my main channel. I haven't really been focusing on other challenges very much, other than my piano and singing challenge. So yeah, this is basically taking up most of my headspace and my time regarding my work time. Okay, yeah. Catch you guys in the next one. That's it for the update.